What we're really trying to do is to give the severely disabled person an equal opportunity with somebody who isn't disabled to our education system, our job training system, to jobs in the community, to give them a level playing field so they can go out and compete with other people in society.
The Neil Squire Foundation is Canada's most dynamic and progressive special interest group. Our R&D, service delivery, and support services team are world leaders. We supply the tools and opportunities to liberate severely disabled adults from their confines and to expand their horizons.
High technology is big business, the sort that can send men to the moon, transmit images and sounds simultaneously around the globe, locate the wreck of the Titanic. High technology can also help severely disabled people to live useful, normal lives. But that application is not big business. And so far, not a lot has been done to adapt machines for this particular purpose. Now, a small non-profit organization is changing that. Gillian Finley visited the Neil Squire Foundation in Vancouver.
It happened in a second. A foggy night, a patch of black ice, and a man's life is changed forever. Larry Boden, paralyzed from the neck down. A man who used to run his own business, now a prisoner of a wheelchair. His wife spoon-feeds him dinner.
Really impossible to explain to anybody how you feel when you're trapped in a body that doesn't work and your head's just going 100 miles an hour.
Each year, 20,000 North Americans like Larry, healthy, productive, responsible people, are crippled by spinal cord injuries. Thousands more end up in extended care wards like this one, disabled by strokes, multiple sclerosis, and a variety of other diseases. These are the lives modern technology has saved, but technology hasn't always been concerned with the quality of those lives. Now, things are beginning to change.
Backspace.
It's the result of computer technology.
7 out of 10 on that.
Larry can't use the keyboard. His hands just won't work.
Baker.
But he can use his voice. With this computer program, that's all he needs to write a letter.
H. Abel. Nancy. David. S. I had absolutely no hands-on training on computers before. So now I have this great big huge horizon out in front of me that has all of a sudden led me to believe that I can do anything that I want to do now.
The Weekend News Hour with Pamela Martin.
We often hear about the good that service clubs, some companies, and even government funding can do behind the scenes. Tonight we can show you one example of how gifts from the Vancouver Foundation, University Masonic Lodge, and BC Tel, combined with $72,000 in provincial and federal funding, is giving new freedom to a small group of severely handicapped British Columbians. And the nonprofit Neil Squire Foundation that organized it all is hoping this particular pilot project will be expanded to sweeten the lives of some very special people who have known bitter times.
A program funded by the National Research Council pays university students like Bill Hamlin to teach disabled people in hospital or at home how to use computers. He says they can gain a lot.
It's virtually unlimited, all the way it can help in controlling your everyday life to give people more control over their lives.
17-year-old Gordon McDowell has cerebral palsy. It's an affliction which attacks the nervous system, and up until he was introduced to the computer, communicating was difficult. But through a program established by the Neil Squire Foundation in Vancouver, Gordon at the Frank Eliason Centre in Saskatoon, and others across Canada, are now reaching a world which before was almost beyond grasp.
People are going back and running their own small businesses, communicating, writing letters to friends for the very first time, having not been able to do that without another person knowing what's the content of that letter.
Once they can do something for themselves and show other people that they can do it for themselves, it just gives them a different outlook.
She wants to become an independent legal secretary. In the past, the very idea was a cruel dream, but not anymore. With the program and her determination, she has a chance. Bob Gillingham, CBC News at Pearson Hospital.
Now to do this one, to do that on this board, there's a little picture of a handy bus.
Computer science students like Kingsley are the teachers, and many have designed programs like the one Cliff is using, an enlarged keyboard on the screen easier for him to see. Because of tremors, Cliff can only control his hand movement up and down, but with modifications, he can use a computer.
It will help you get a job, and it helps you to communicate.
People are able to communicate. Some people are non-vocal for any of a variety of reasons due to cerebral palsy, multiple sclerosis, high spinal cord injury, a variety of reasons. And for the first time, perhaps communicate easily as opposed to having somebody guess, was it water that you wanted or was it something else?
I started to design a home while I was still in a rehab facility. Since then, I built the house. I'm living in it. I'm very happy with it.
I want to go to UBC and to take my Bachelor of Arts and to eventually become a teacher. That was my goal before, and I thought, oh no, I won't be able to do that now. I will be limited by my disability because I won't be able to write things out. But with the help of the computer, I can write things out and I can be a productive member of our society.
I guess the biggest thing is it's a tool to help you along.
I started in October and we started doing some basic computer skills like WordPerfect and DOS. And the last month that I was there, I took up the AutoCAD. I didn't know anything about it before. Now I've got know enough to handle this job fairly well.